When you're ready to register for a SkillsUSA Conference event, from the main landing page on the site, click the conference item. And here you'll see a list of various events. There's a drop-down list here for events. You may see a bunch of registrants here already if you only have one event in your state. But I'm going to choose, in this case, the Region 2 or District 2 conference event that I want to register for. I don't have anybody registered yet. But since this event is open, I'm going to be able to click the Add Registrant button. If this Add Registrant button is not visible, that simply means the event is not open for registrations. When I click Add Registrant, then I can choose which registrant type I'd like to register as. By default, you're assumed to be registering a contestant, but you could also register an advisor or observer or whatever else the state director has configured for your event. When I choose advisor, I can look for a member here. The list of member names may be pretty large, and so if it gets too big, you can just type a letter here and it will give you just the students who have that last name, starting with that letter. Let's say I want to register David Hatley here, and down at the bottom, I'm going to be able to choose which event he's in. Some states may use categories for these, some may not. If you don't see a category thing here, you'll just see a list of all the contests. And let's say I want to put this student in a contest for medical math. And I'm going to click Save and Continue. It'll take me to the screen with all the details about the student. Any of this information that's provided as part of their membership would have already been registered here, but if you don't have this stuff in membership, then you may need to type it all in. I'm just going to type it all in here. There are often quite a few required fields, so if I try and save this along the way, I may get warnings saying there's stuff that's not been filled out, like the email address is required, the name of the accompanying adult is required. Let me fill in the rest of those required fields there. Once I've put all that stuff in, you'll be able to see down at the bottom, the student has been added to the medical math contest as a contestant. Now I can click Save. Hopefully it'll let me through. Yep, so now I've got David registered in medical math. I can just keep going through here, adding the rest of my registrants to whatever contest I want to put them in. If you happen to have a team event, for example, let's see, I think crime scene investigation is a team event. Notice I've got a team of 3 here. That'll give me a choice to put in a team code. It jumps to P because there's already all the other letters are taken by other folks that are already registered for this event. So team P is fine. I'll hit save there and save this one. I got to fill in all that information. And then when I save that, I've got one student in medical math, another student in crime scene investigation. Let me just put a couple more students in. So I've got 3 students here in crime scene investigation, all in team P. I've got 1 in medical math. Let me go ahead and add my advisor who will be attending with the students. If I change this to advisor, notice an advisor, you can select a professional member if you have a member, or if you have an advisor, or maybe you have another observer like a parent or other teacher who's going to come. You can also just type in a name here for it, like a parent or something. So let's say Paul Smith is going to come with these students. One of my teachers is going to go, and then I can fill in all that professional person's details as well. And he is attending as an observer. And you may find that for professionals and other folks that are attending that are not competitors, a lot of those fields like email address and accompanying adult are not required. So when I save that, now I can see I've got a few students and 1 observer. I'm ready to submit this to get an invoice. I can click this Submit Registration button here. And if your conference event is set up for generating invoices, you'll see the screen where you can get either an invoice for each training program or an invoice for the school. I'm okay with just getting 1 invoice for the school. If I need to put a PO number in here, I can do that. And then I can submit that entire school, and I will get an email sent to me shortly that'll have that invoice on it, and I can go back and review that invoice later if I'd like to using the Show Invoices button. There, I'll see that invoice there. I could print it and review it if I'd like, or hide the invoices. And there I can see those folks are already submitted. They're ready to go, and my conference registration for my Region 2 Leadership and Skills Conference is all set. Next time I log into the site, or if I go back to the main menu and go to the home page, I can see now that I've got 5 conference registrations that have all been submitted. They're all for the Region 2 Leadership and Skills Conference, and I'm ready to go. If I had some here that were not submitted, if I'd added a few more, then I'll have this pie chart showing, 2 or 3 that are not submitted and these 5 that are submitted. So if your conference event is using invoice submission, you want to be sure you submit each one of those at the end so that you get your invoice created, and all these should show up as submitted. And that's all there is to it.